wasn't paying any attention. I was videotaping.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions.
Hi, I'm Greg.
I'm Shelly.
And together, we're Dave's Great Adventure.
So, we are recapping our trip to the Oregon coast.
Yep. Had a great time. When you go to the Oregon coast, especially when we did, you probably expect 99% time to be rained or misted or clouded out.
Windy,
yucky, because it was November. But that's when we did it, and because we could, and we did. But just like when you get sneaker waves when you're walking on the beach, as you saw earlier, Oregon coast can do whatever it wants to do. And
that's right.
We actually saw probably half the time was kind of stormy, normal November weather, and the other half was beautiful.
We had some gorgeous weather.
Yeah. Some great sunsets, and
yeah.
I don't remember ever seeing a sunrise, but probably was some good sunrises, but not on the you typically don't see that on the coast.
Yeah, kind of foggy.
Especially
sometimes.
on the west coast. Maybe on the east coast you could.
Yeah.
But we actually this first video is kind of caps while we were staying at Pacific City 1,000 Trails. We stayed there for a couple weeks.
Yep.
Tell us about Pacific City 1,000 Trails.
Well, I love the privacy of the spots.
Yeah, it was typical Oregon coast stuff where it was you barely even see your neighbor. They're so kind of almost overgrown. With
kind of overgrown, but so many trees and very private. And the only thing is because it is so dense, there's not much sun that gets in there. So everything, if it has rained like the day before or that evening before, it's still wet the next day. So, but that's okay. I mean, that's what you expect on the coast.
Yeah, you would think it would then stop some of the rain from getting through when it is raining, but
not really.
Not so much.
No. But that's okay. It was beautiful. And let's see, the facilities are really nice. Has a really nice lodge. You watched a football game.
Yeah,
What
went
was
up there.
A couple times, didn't we?
What did I see? The Duck? No. I don't know. I can't remember now. I watched the football game a couple times. Just mainly because there's the Wi-Fi. No.
Zero Wi-Fi.
And no cell service.
You had to walk out to call.
Yeah. You walk outside and she'd have like one bar of like 1X.
Down the loop to the bathroom.
4G, no 3G, no nothing. There was no signal to boost. So, we did, because I do, we run the online business. So I have to, get online, of course, but then I also have to print stuff to a printer, and I've got to scan and, those invoices and shipping labels and email them to, my daughter so she can package orders. So trying to get all that stuff figured out. There was a couple of times we just packed up, put the printer in the truck, and I drove into town, which is just a few miles away. It took longer to get out of the campground than
sometimes every day, twice a week, both.
But I'd sit there in the parking lot and looking out on the there's 3 or 4 so-called haystack rock, and every one of them they say it's the original and it's the one. But anyway, this is the one in Pacific City. But we just sat in the parking lot and watching the sunset, doing my paperwork. And so I have cell signal, and I have four bars of 4G just 3 miles down the road from our campground. But anyway, so we're doing that. We never did get a picture of that. That was just, we should have had. We had the printer in the truck, and
our
we're
truck
sitting
has
there and all that
an electrical plug-in, has an inverter.
Yeah, it has an inverter.
So we can plug it in, and it was funny. It was like Office on the Beach.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we made do. That's what you have to do. In this lifestyle, you kind of, if you want to live it, you better be someone that can deal with issues when they come up and be okay with it and figure it out.
Be flexible.
And B, also have maybe a little bit of
ingenuity.
They call it redneck ingenuity or whatever, but
Yeah.
have some of that in you to kind of overcome that stuff.
Yeah.
So we did, and it turned out fine. You know, we need to do a phone call, or I need to do a video chat, and everything. We just drove down the road, or sometimes we do it when we're going for a drive.
Yeah.
You know, in some of the places when we went and saw things. So,
Yeah.
also the beach right there in Pacific City, you can actually drive on the beach right there. I did not, because it's really soft sand.
We didn't
So
want to chance it.
you definitely want to have some wider tires and take the air out and do all that stuff. And 110 dually, I'm not messing with that. So we did here recently on the Texas beach because it's really firm sand.
Right.
But anyway, what about? So we went down Lincoln City.
We did.
Which is down south of there. It's kind of the biggest town.
Yeah.
And
Walked the beach a little bit there. There was one day that we needed some Wi-Fi, and so we thought instead of sitting there at the beach, let's go and we'll find a bakery. Actually, it was my birthday.
yeah, that's right. So we went
And
there.
we needed some sweets on my birthday.
So let her pick it. So we went there and got espresso
Yeah,
and used
it
up
was-
their Wi-Fi. And
They were really sweet. We
Yeah.
asked ahead of time, do you have Wi-Fi? Do you mind if we, use it? We need to do some
she
office
said,
work.
well, that's why we have it. So
Yeah.
you guys can use it.
It was Petite Sweet in Lincoln City. It's right on the highway there, the
Yeah.
101.
On the south end.
Yeah, on the south end, and really good, yummy
Yeah,
scones
with
and
cinnamon rolls.
cinnamon
Oh my
rolls.
goodness, I had sugar overload for days.
So that was fun to do that. And then about 4 or 5 days into our stay there, I think it was.
Yeah, that's about.
Yeah, my parents came over. They have a coach, they call it.
Yeah.
38-foot
Something like that. Big old
Monarch or something. Yeah. And they came and stayed with us, and actually we got really lucky. We were hoping that we would have a site, close by us for them. And the people right across the street right there
Yeah.
from us left, I think it was that day, left that morning
Yeah, that
before
morning.
they got there. So we were able to have them right across the street, which was really great.
And then with her parents, I think we went up north of that area to Tillamook Cheese
Yep.
Factory. It's a long time. I remember going there, and it was just basically a little building.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now
It
it's
has
this
changed.
huge thing. It's crazy.
It was fun.
And we also went to the
Enjoyed.
Tillamook Country Smoker and got some jerky and different stuff. And
We just did some
and,
sightseeing and
went and had lunch down at it's a place where part of a company where her dad used to work for, Pacific Seafood. They just had a little restaurant there, and it's part of their. It's not the big company, but it's just part of their holdings or whatever.
right.
But her dad used to work for her. And I think then after that, a day or two, we drove down. There's photos in there of going to Depot Bay, which is really cool. It's down below Lincoln City.
Right. Right on the 101.
Right on 101, and it's kind of really, just a really cool areas for walking along there and seeing the waves. And usually, if there's whales migrating, that's a great place to view them.
That's where they have a lot of the boats that go out from Depot
Yeah,
Bay.
it's actually got the
for whale
shortest.
watching.
I mean, it's what is the world's smallest bay?
depot or whatever.
Smallest bay or whatever it is. It's right there. I mean, basically, it's maybe 50 yards
Yeah.
to get from the bay out into the ocean. So anyway, it's kind of cool. But and I think we stopped and had some chowder and fish and stuff like that at Moe's.
To the
You got to
famous
go to
Moe's.
Moe's. So we had a good time there.
Yep. And also I wanted to say something about my parents coming with us. They used to have 1,000 Trails membership years ago, and they don't have it any longer. They let it go or sold it or something. But we kind of discovered along the way, after buying our 1,000 Trails, I was going to have you share with them about
with
the
I mean, we have a
family.
membership,
Yeah.
not just the yearly
We have an elite.
package. Yeah, elite membership,
Basic
whatever that we bought
membership.
actually used. And you guys have, well, eventually maybe down the road we might do a video on that. There's a lot of them out there, explaining 1,000 Trails, and we're a firm supporter of 1,000 Trails.
But this is one
But-
thing that I haven't really heard
No.
anybody talk about.
A lot of people don't know, but if you have that membership, it's basically it's a family. They call it like family pass and stuff like that. And yeah, you can do things where you can rent cabins and do different discounts. But this is actually for immediate family members. So like my parents, her parents, and then our kids, we can actually get them a yearly pass that's included like under our membership.
Right.
But they get their own membership number, and they get full benefits that whatever our membership is. So because we have where we can stay for 21 days in and not have to go out.
Right, park to park.
And then we also, the Trails Collection, we bought that package, and so we can stay at the Encore Parks for like 2 weeks. We we can't go back to back on them, but we have to go out for a week and then come back. But we have a 120-day reservation, 60 on the Encore Parks, but 120 on 1,000 Trails. So we have that package. They get the same thing.
They get
So
all the same
they get
benefits.
all the same
that we
benefits.
get.
So, and it was $104 a year.
Yes,
is
and
all.
twice a year you can stay in the same park.
Right.
And I don't know if it's for
A week or two. I can't remember because we just did a
how
short
long
period.
it is. But that is an awesome thing if you have family that likes to camp. And I mean, it's so cheap. $104
for $104
a year.
if they stayed. You know, like
for them.
her parents stayed with over there for like 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
And at the same time we were there, but I mean,
Right.
and then they're staying when we go back in April up to Wenatchee for where our grandson's being born, Jackson. Anyway, they're going to come up in May and spend some time there
Yeah.
with us
Press
at
the bar.
1,000 Trails there for like a week. So,
Uh-huh.
and they'll just use that membership. So, if you have questions on that, you guys just put it in the comments or whatever, and I'll we can do
Do a little
one-on-one,
research or
whatever
we
you
can
need. You know, if you have questions about
help
that.
you out on that. But it's a great benefit if it's applicable to you.
Yeah, if you have
So,
that and
yeah.
are interested in it.
Yes.
Just take advantage. I mean, if you're going to have a membership without anything, you might as well use the full benefits of it to get your money out of it.
Definitely.
So,
Definitely.
and then other thing that's in this video.
Well, Mom and Dad left.
Yeah, finally. No, I'm just kidding. We had some good times though. We sat over and he brought a bunch of wood he's got at the house. Like a friend of his gives him.
Yeah, we
wood.
did campfire.
So we did
real
campfires.
Fire.
Ours
Almost
we just
every
have as a
night.
propane
Yeah.
one, just so that we don't have to mess with wood.
Right.
We can just have a fire anytime we want, just fire it up. But
We did meals together, and it
yeah.
was just really, really nice to spend one-on-one time with them. Yep, and we all love the Oregon coast. So they're in Oregon, actually. So it's easy hop and a jump to Lincoln City for them. So
yeah,
go
and they're
quite
used to
often.
the smell of mold.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway.
So after they left,
yeah.
we ventured out a few times in between weather.
Yep.
And we went to, is that where you were headed?
Well, yeah, and it made it interesting because we couldn't really track weather 24/7. It was just when we
Right.
were out and about because we had no cell signal, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. So whenever we did, we made sure we kept tracking, kind of forecasting out and seeing how that was changing over the weeks and days and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's something you have to do, and it's something that people that live in stick and bricks don't really understand. All the decisions, all the things you have to
Right.
kind of juggle and keep track of, the way that causes stress or causes just mental fatigue, sometimes they call it.
Yeah.
Trying to juggle that stuff.
Fatigue.
But just stuff you have to do extra that you don't think about.
Yep.
But after our parents left and headed back, we were alone again on the Oregon coast. But we, like I said, went out and sightseed in different places. One of the places was I can never say this word. Yakina. But it's a lighthouse there, Lincoln
It's
City
outside
area.
of Newport.
Oh, Newport. I'm sorry. Yeah, Newport.
Yep.
So tell us about that.
So there's no fee to view the lighthouse. You can park and walk out there, right there. But they do have an interpretive center that was fantastic. And if you don't have the National Park Pass, which it is a national park, it is managed by the BLM. But you can use your National Park Pass and there's no fee then. But if you don't have one, it is $7 a carload. But that's good for 3 days. So you can, if you're on the coast, you can go back and forth. But there is so much information.
Now they schedule appointments so you can do tours of the actual lighthouse. When we were there, they didn't have anything while we were there.
No, they did. Remember, we just kind of missed the hourly.
Well, they fill
just
up.
went
I
that
think
one
they
day.
fill up,
Yeah.
and then so the next one wasn't until a few hours
They don't
down
have
the road.
as many. Yeah.
Because it was wintertime. So
Right. But just some facts on that lighthouse. It is such a beautiful lighthouse, and the view there is amazing. But it is 93 feet tall, and it is the tallest lighthouse in Oregon.
Wow.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
And, I did a little research on it. It was first lit in 1873. And that was by fire, obviously. And then it was automated in 1966. They changed the reflectors and all that. But boy, that interpretive center gives you all of the history, doesn't it?
It's really good. The interpretive center's a little, you know, kind of back a ways from where the lighthouse is, but you pull in there and you can go through all that. Then you can drive on down the lighthouse if you want to. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's one of the few lighthouses that had the living quarters right there. So in that interpretive center, remember they had history about the people that the husbands or the families. There were very few families, but there were a lot of couples that managed it down through the years that lived right there.
And if you time it right too, you can watch, look for the tide tables. Because if you time it with low tide, they have actually an access out there by the lighthouse where you can go downstairs down to the beach access and get down there, and there's, you know, a bunch of tide pools and different things that you can explore. Of course, our timing was high tide.
We were there high tide.
You know, we just stayed up on top and enjoyed the view and watched the seals and different things out in the water.
It was a beautiful day.
But yeah, it was a beautiful day. But you know, if you do it, like I said, schedule your time out there when it's going to be around low tide. Then you can get down there and kind of explore those tide pools.
And that's the cool thing, that like if you do buy the $7 pass, and that's for a carload, you can go back for 3 days and check it out at different times if your timing is off. So then that same day, we drove on up, I think, Cape Mears, that's outside.
No, I think it was the same day.
Was that the next day?
Yeah, it was the next day, because that's way up north.
Okay.
You stay along the coast, north on Pacific City. It's kind of basically on the coast from Tillamook. Because Tillamook is kind of inland a little bit.
Right.
This is right out on the coast.
Oh, okay.
But, we went to the beach there. It's the little town called Oceanside, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. But the lighthouse is kind of up and around. You have to wind around and get up there.
Right.
And then you park way at the top of this parking area, and then you hike down to the lighthouse. It's out kind of on this point. But it's really cool. It has an inlet around where this point is. But there's a trail that goes down to it, and you can go all the way down to it, and then you come back up. And if you want, you can come up the trail on the other side and get different views. But there's rocks that are out there that are really cool looking and stuff like that. And they actually look like they have cuts and slits in them, so you can see through the big island type stones.
And the walk down there, it's in the woods, and so it's just a really neat little hike. I think it said it was a 1/4 mile or something.
Yeah, I mean it's
down there.
Pretty good elevation change, but we did it. So I mean, if we can do it, you can do it. You know, going back, there are benches sitting down, and they have the trees. You know, nice view. So
but it is,
you can sit and enjoy the view every so often on your way up.
Yeah, it is handicap accessible. It's a nice wide trail and nice flat, no rocks or anything.
So,
that lighthouse was opened in 1893, and it is deactivated now. In 2014, they deactivated it. And that one is only 38 feet tall.
Yeah, there's no fee at that one.
No fee at all at that one. Yeah.
But there's there's like little things, like I said, going down the path where you can walk out kind of from the path to the edge and look over the cliffs down there and take pictures and see. It was just a beautiful day. Still cool, but I was in shorts, t-shirt, and a vest because I live in that. But if it's snowing and I'm wearing that. But anyway, you had a good time there, and then. Like I said, from there is that little town that's basically just south of there, right on the beach. You can just park right there. There's a park right with beach access right there. There's no fee to park.
It's called the Oceanside Beach State Park, where we parked right there.
And it's kind of, to get down in there, you kind of got to go through it. That it's just a beachside town. And it's not real touristy at all.
No.
But it's a nice place to park and have access to it. There's the 3 arch rocks at Oceanside, they call it.
Right.
There's also a tunnel that we heard a lot about on the north side of that beach that you can actually go through, and it has access to the north side. And when we went through it, we realized the tide was coming in, definitely, which you saw in the video earlier. we're just about got shell on that. But we decided, okay, we're just going up to the edge. We're not going to climb down in there and then have to hike around these rocks to see the beach on the other side, because I don't want to get trapped over there and have to hike through the surf.
No, it was coming in pretty quick.
Our dog Boo Boo with us, and was like, nah, I don't think so.
But some little trivia or facts about that. That tunnel is called Maxwell Point Tunnel, and it goes to Lost Boy Beach. That tunnel was built by the Rosenbergs. Oh gosh, I didn't write down. Like back in the 1920s, I think it was.
They had the property up on top, all around there, but they had a home.
Yeah,
they owned it all, but I thought their home was up above.
It was up above.
Yeah,
yes.
Big, yeah. So.
And there's let's see, I put it in there. The Headlight Herald. I'll put a link down below to it. It has an excellent article on that whole area on Oceanside. I was reading it today, and it just tells about the history of it. They bought that property from John Maxwell, I believe it was, to develop it to be like a primo resort.
Oh, okay.
That whole area, 160 acres or something, and so they bought the whole thing.
I mean, it's real
on a
steep.
Yeah.
Hillside that comes right down to the beach. So I mean, that's I mean, as you go there, you can see the houses are all up. You know, so I mean, the lots are pretty steep to where somebody builds in front of you. I mean, you're still looking, you know, you still have views and all that stuff, but it would be pretty steep to go up and down.
It would.
But also if you notice on there that, you know, with the footage of the beaches, I think they're just about all of them are because they're dog friendly.
Oh yeah.
So of course they expect you to clean up after your dog, and you should.
Right.
But anyway, Boo would just, I mean,
he loves
I don't know.
the beach.
I mean, he was at the beach one time years and years ago, I think. But this time when we went to the beach, he just loved to run.
He did.
And just, you know, jump around. And as you see in all the videos with him, he just would run to the end of his leash and jerk my arm off, you know, and he'd just go flying.
He has a good time.
Not really interested in the water.
No.
You know, but he loved the beach and the sand and sniffs, and
he had fun.
we had to watch him because he's a doxy, so I mean they'll eat anything. So you have to watch him and make sure he doesn't eat something that's that's wrong. But we had a great time there at Oceanside. I would encourage you, because that's a like a no man. I mean, you don't hear anything. I mean,
no, you don't.
We've been in Oregon for 15, 20 years of our lives.
Yeah.
And been to the Tillamook and been to all these beaches and done all these places. I've never been to that
It's
beach
really
or heard anything about it.
If you are up that way, it is definitely worth driving and to do that, because
I mean, there's some campgrounds out there and all that type of stuff too. That's sort of there. You can, and camp and different things. You can rent fishing boats.
I was
and
gonna say,
fishing.
isn't the fishing? Remember, because that campground that we looked at.
Yeah, there's fishing right there. There's an inlet right there that you can fish out of and do some different stuff. So what else we got?
That's about it. That's all that we're going to cover in this one. It's going to be a short video, I think.
Except for us blabbering on, But I encourage you guys. We had a blast there. So if you have questions about any of that, just get with us. Let us know. We'll research it for you if we don't know the answer.
It's amazing how you can live in an area. We've been in the Pacific Northwest pretty much our whole lives. And there are places that we have never been, and places that maybe we've been for a day or something. But man, when we get to go visit and stay for a week or two, it's so much fun, and there's so much beauty in the Pacific Northwest.
We're going to try to stay like 2 weeks at a time in an area. Just so we have time just to live, but also time to just go explore and different things. So if you guys know some things to check out. Like you said, we have not ever explored I've been to Long Beach on the Washington coast, but nothing north of there. So we definitely want to explore all that area.
Yeah, we would love some input on that.
So if you guys have some input on those areas, we can put it in our little journal and traveling journal, and so make sure we check out those areas, and whatever input you guys might have, let us know. We appreciate you guys coming along on our journey, and
we just so appreciate our YouTube family and people that are following us, and
we're growing, we're getting bigger, in a good way. And the thing isn't, the numbers aren't as important as the relationships that we're making, and just the communication and
I just love getting comments from subscribers and kind of going back and forth and trying to see where we can meet up so we can actually spend some time together. And so don't forget, every day is a gift.
So don't count the days, but make the days count.
So
we'll see you soon.
So.
Good morning! Oh, it's not morning.
No.
Doing that wrong way. Good morning, Vietnam!
You can say, good morning, Oregon Coast. Let's do that.
No. It'd be silly. I don't want to be something campy. Good, soggy Oregon Coast.
So, with all that.
Yeah? What?
Yeah. So remember.
What time is it?
What time is it?
Nothing. She does no fun. She's no fun.
What you're talking about?
What time is it? It's Bubble Guppies.
Time.